Hello and welcome to Mellow Labs. On today's episode, Oscilloscope. Don't worry, I'm not going to try to teach you how to use it, nor am I water cooling it. It's actually here because, well, first of all, this company did not send me this oscilloscope. They did not pay for me to make this video. I bought it with my Patreon's hard-earned money. So then I can say whatever I want about it. And honestly, it's kind of It's a fine entry point oscilloscope, which is what all of the reviews say, and that's what I was looking for. I was looking for a cheap oscilloscope that I wasn't going to feel too bad about if I did eventually break it, which will happen potentially during this video. So then why is it actually on my desk? Well, actually, it's because the project I was working on this week decided to short-circuit itself and eliminate 80% of the components. How fun! You know what else is fun? This message from today's sponsor. JLCPCB has exactly what you're looking for, whether you're a beginner trying to make your very first PCB or a professional looking for more advanced options. JLCPCB has you covered. Need a simple board just to bring an idea to life? They can do that. Need something a little more serious, like a transparent flexible PCB with aluminum backing and V-ring pad for space saving and an ENIG finish? Well, JLCPCB can handle that too. Getting started is super easy. Just click and drag your Gerber files into jlcpcb.com, select what options you'd like to use, and you get an instant quote. Now I know all of that might sound really expensive, but it really isn't. Because of JLCPCB's large scale, they can bring the savings down to you, and they pretty much always have some kind of deals or coupons going on. Like right now, you can get $30 off of a 6-layer PCB, which brings the starting price down to just $2. And if you're a new user and you click the link in my description, you can get $123 in new user coupons, which makes your first few routing mistakes a lot less painful. JLCPCB does everything in-house with strict quality control at every step, and you can see that progress in your dashboard as you're waiting for your order. And for more complex boards, they'll even x-ray them and send you the images so you can see that everything is placed correctly as it should be. Check out the links in my description, and when you think PCB, think JLCPCB. Easy, affordable, and reliable. Well, there's nothing actually wrong with the oscilloscope. It looks pretty sciencey, it's relatively light and relatively thin for an oscilloscope, but it just has one problem. Wherever the oscilloscope goes, the bag of random accessories must follow. And I do not like the bag of random accessories. I wish that it was somehow like incorporated with the oscilloscope so the two live in harmony together. So first of all, I thought about adding like a little pouch at the back that will just hold the bag of random accessories, but I really don't want to have to deal with the bag of random accessories because like whenever I need to grab a probe, just all of the wires have to come out. It's just very annoying. So I thought, okay, what if I do like individual segments so that I can put like the probe, so whenever I need one thing, I can just grab that one thing. But then I thought, hey, I wonder what's inside the oscilloscope. So I opened it. So inside this oscilloscope, there is just air. It is 95% just air. I don't understand why they don't have like a flat pack version of this with just like a little cover at the back here. I guess maybe because it wouldn't stand that properly, but then like you could maybe have like a flip out leg thing. I just don't understand. Maybe there's a reason to this madness, but like if you're gonna send me so much air, why not also like add the little slots that I'm looking for so that I can put my stuff in, right? Because that's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, okay, that's a lot of air. What if I like 3D printed the backing for this, but with slots so I can put all this stuff in? That would be pretty cool. Why not have that from the factory? Oh, so that's what I'm doing today. I'm gonna kind of reverse engineer this backplate, model it so that it fits my criteria so that I can put all the stuff in it, and then 3D print it. Now, theoretically, making this backplate will be a little bit easier because I've recently acquired a new tool. My friends over at revopoint, sent me an email and said, hey, would you like a new 500-pound 3D scanner with no strings attached? Like, yeah. Of course. So they sent me the Inspire 2, not sponsored. It's literally have a 3D scanner, no strings attached. I have used this once already, and the scanning part I can do. That is made super easy. The actual 3D modeling parts, as I'm still figuring out, that's still a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna very quickly scan the back of this, bring it into Fusion, and see what I can do. So 3D scanning commence.
Nope. 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 Nope.
So I raged quit on the 3D scanning. I don't know what I did wrong. I've been at it for like 45 minutes trying to scan this, and I've added as many markers as I could. There's markers all over this. There's markers on the inside. It just wouldn't scan. Every time I got like a good pass and I'm like, okay, we're getting somewhere, it would just like flip the model and start scanning through it in midair and just ruining it all. I don't get it. I just cannot get this 3D scanner to scan properly. And yes, I have calibrated it. So I've even tried scanning this part, thinking it might be easier. So maybe I can just like indent it in this part. So instead of doing any of that, I'm just going to go back to the good old calipers and probably have it done in like 15 minutes. Let's see. 45 minutes of struggling versus calipers. Let's find out. Okay, I've printed a test part. It's only half of it. Most of it didn't fit on the build plate, but that doesn't matter. I want to test whether things actually fit in. So first of all, I reprinted like this segment. So this segment has these little footsies that kind of like go in here, and you can like move them up and down. So I recreated that, and okay, it's a little snug. Yeah, a little too snug. So I'll make that a little bit bigger. The size of that actually looks pretty good. Okay, let's put it on here and see if it fits the way it should. Like, oh, it's this way around, sorry. Like here. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, that's actually really good. Wow. Oh, hell yeah, the screw hole lines up. Screw holes at the bottom also line up. Oh, I did a bang up job. You know how long that took? 45 minutes. The amount of time I was messing around with the 3D scanner. I could have just done this. Cool. Okay, well, I need to go to the gym, but later on I'm gonna expand on this design and, you know, try to print the whole thing. I'm gonna have to print it in parts, so it's gonna be 2 parts that I'll have to glue together, but I need to go to the gym. Right. Cool, it works, yay!
My muscles are getting bigger.
Good morning. So I've been busy. I've printed out another test piece. This is literally just to test whether I've got the length of the oscilloscope correct. And as you suspect, because I'm so good at CAD, I nailed it. It's like perfect end to end. The screw holes line up. There is like a little piece here that I didn't model because I didn't realize it was there. But I don't really feel like I need to. I'm going to, just because I feel like it's going to make it a little more flush. But I don't feel like I need to. So if I was lazy, I wouldn't. I went back to the first model I printed and I took a look at the leg again, and I was like, you know what? I think I actually nailed it the first time. So I'm not remodeling it, because when I go back to the original, the leg also has like a little bit of resistance there so that it stays in place without just flopping down. So actually, looking back, I nailed it the first time because it's perfect. So I'm not changing it, I'm keeping it exactly the same. Now, for the things that I actually want to keep with the oscilloscope, so obviously the 2 test probes, this connector, 2 crocodile clips, and the power cable. Now, at some point, I will upgrade this oscilloscope to USB-C, because currently this is a USB-A to a barrel jack connector, and it's just a 5-volt 1-amp connection. So like, I can easily do that with USB-C. I don't have any of those USB trigger boards right now, so I'll do it in the future, but for now I'm just gonna leave with the original cable. And now we have these little bits. So these are like little connectors that slide on top of the probes, and they just kind of like give you a little hook so you can attach to things. So I definitely want access to those. And I also want access to like these, that are like little covers, so when you're trying to get into like a crowded space, you don't short things out. So definitely want those. And now these things, they're like collar rings and like a little screwdriver. I don't need the collar rings because I've already put collar rings on my probes and they match the colors of the oscilloscope. So I don't need purple and green. So those are gonna go back in the bag and probably up in the loft along with the box for this. And same with the screwdriver. I've got plenty of screwdrivers right behind me. I don't need another fancy specialized one. They're, as far as I can tell, they're pretty much all the same. So yeah, so this is all the stuff that I want to have a container for at the back of the thing, right? So I was thinking like, okay, how do I make this, you know, self-contained? And then it came to me when, you can probably imagine what I was doing when this came to me, but like it's actually kind of perfect because that slides in here. I can grab it out, I can put it back in, nice and smooth. I can do that with the same cable, with this cable as well, nice and smooth, and with the power cable as well. Perfect. So I'm basically gonna model like four of these, sorry, and put them next to each other. And then for these guys, I think I'm just gonna have like little holes cut out so I can just drop these in. And these, I'm not sure, they're kind of really small. So maybe I'll have like a little, I don't want them to like fall out when I pick up the oscilloscope, that's the thing. Maybe like a little drawer. Maybe I can over-engineer it to be like a little drawer that I can pull out and take these out. I'm not sure. I'll have to come back to those, but these will just fit in. I'll have 4 of these next to each other, that there, and something to do with that. So yeah, I'm going to jump into CAD, model basically 4 toilet rolls. I am going to make them a little bit taller because I do think I have the space. Yeah, I've got so much more space. So I'm basically going to use the entire length that I have available to me. Maybe just leave them popping out a little bit so they're easier to grab, so maybe around there-ish. But yeah, that's the idea. I'm going to jump into CAD, model things, and be back with you when I have something to show for it. It's been about 4-ish hours. I did take a lunch break and then I went down the YouTube rabbit hole, but after 4-ish hours of modeling, it's done. It looks like this. It's, you know, it's pretty basic. It's actually a little bit thicker than the original, but also I found out that you can actually take these feet out. They've got interesting geometry, so I had to 3D print test pieces to make sure that they can actually fit in, and then I printed one that's like full length to make sure that it all goes in and everything. If you're wondering how to take them out, by the way, well, let me push that in. Grab a spudger tool like this, go in from the bottom, and then just like lever them and they just pull out like that. So I modeled them in the design. I've got the barrel jack connector modeled in. I've got pretty much everything. This is where the 2 little yellow pieces are gonna go in. I don't know if they're gonna fit in there really well, but I'm hoping that I'm not gonna move the oscilloscope around too much, so it shouldn't be a problem. And that's where the hooky grabby thingies go into. So yeah, that prints separately. So because it's so large, my printer's not large enough, I'm gonna have to divide this into 2 and print it like that, and then I'm gonna print this on a printer downstairs just so I can have things done roughly around the same time and also quicker. So I brought this into Prusa Slicer, and as you can tell, I'm gonna be using a little bit of support just to help me out, especially for this bit. This bit's just kind of a pain because it prints like that. I'm sure there's something I could have done to make it not do that, but actually now that I think about it, I probably just could have not printed the back. Like realistically, does it need a back? Well, there we go. I saved myself a little bit of filament. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this into Prusa Slicer, slice it. Well, first I need to chop it in half, then slice the 2 halves, and then start printing. So that's gonna be, well, it's gonna be done tomorrow. So I guess cut to me tomorrow with the parts and super glue in hand. Oh, you knew I was going to put this together with super glue. You know the channel you're subscribed to. All right, yeah, go ahead. Come back tomorrow. I'll just be here waiting. Okay, good news. The parts have finished printing after way too many hours. These 2 actually took so long that I redesigned them as they were printing, and by the time I finished redesigning them, we had like an hour and a half left of the print, and the new parts would have printed in an hour and a half. So yeah, I also ran out of filament like twice during this, so I just kind of finished off random spools. But yeah, we've got all the parts. So oh yeah, let me remove the supports. Oh, damn it, that one broke. Let's do a dry fit to make sure that they actually fit on. You go over here. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Why isn't it? There it is. Okay, it clicked in. And this guy. Oh, yes. Okay, so we actually have a pretty good fit. It's not a perfect fit because I'm kind of an idiot. So because I sliced this in half inside of the slicer, I then started printing off one part and didn't save the other part. So like after this part finished printing, I had to be like, oh, I need the second part. So I had to measure like how far away from this point I actually cut this part off and then slice another model. So the fact that I got it this close, I'm honestly impressed. It's a tiny bit too long, but that's fine. It's better than it being too short. And these, okay, this oscilloscope is definitely breaking. And these parts go in here, and I'm just gonna put glue on top here, put them in here, and then that's pretty good. Yeah, I decided to go with octagons instead of circles, just because octagons are the bestagons, and it printed better. That is, oh, that's perfect. Perfectly perfect. And for the other bits, so I have holes for these guys right there, so I can either like take them out with my fingers, or I can just do that. That's pretty good. And then holes for the other little bits, I can just put them in here, and if I measured them correctly, they shouldn't fall out because they go in with like a tiny bit of pressure like that. Oh, that's perfect. And again, I can just take them out, but there's a tiny bit of pressure actually holding them in. Okay, everything so far is feeling good. So let's glue these two together and then glue these inside here and then screw it in. So gluing montage. Okay, everything is glued together. Seems decent enough. Okay, let's screw it on to the actual oscilloscope with the original screws. Oh, that fit on perfectly. I'm excited. Oh, wait. I almost forgot to add the feet on both ends, honestly. So let's put these in. Very snug. Ow, that hurt my thumb. Oh, yes. I'm gonna break this oscilloscope. Foot number 1, foot number 2, front plate, and screw it in. Okay, well, they didn't go in at all. Okay, so these screws are very cheap and they like immediately stripped. Yeah, this one feels like it has no teeth on it at all. Okay, yeah, all 3 of these screws are now completely stripped, so time to find screws. Okay, so I found 3 of more or less the same self-tapping screws, but I will need to enlarge these holes by like a tiny bit. I'm gonna make sure they actually come through the plastic before I put it back on. I forgot to put the bloody power jack in. God damn it. It would happen right after I like overcome a challenge. Okay, well, let's test if my thing fits in properly. Wow, that is actually bang on. Damn, it's the best fit of anything yet. Heck yeah. Now I can screw it together, right? Right? Okay. Feet close down, feet go up. It sits. I can boop buttons the same way I could beforehand. And now we can put all the stuff in. So we've got probe number 1, probe number 2, power cable can go in there. We've got that cable can go in there. We've got the 2 little yellow thingies that can go in there. And that can go in there. Oh, look at that! And it's self-contained and everything. It looks pretty good as long as you ignore like the super glue and the activator residue marks. Apart from that, pretty good. I can actually like take out a probe. I can plug myself in like so. I can do my probing. I can remove the probe. I can just fold it back up and I can put it back in. That's so good. And if I want one of these guys, I can just like done. Or if I want one of these guys, I can just do that again and done. Oh, that's perfectly perfect. Well, I guess with that, I'll post the files over on Printables. So if you want them, they'll be down below the like and subscribe button. And with that, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Support me on Patreon if you can. And I need to go and clean up. But I'll do that after I disappear under the table. Goodbye.